How's it going, guys? Higgs here. Welcome back to another video, and we have a little bit of juicy news for you today. So over on Reddit, they just released this, which is in front of our screen right now, and this is going through some patch notes for the demo and what's coming after the demo into launch. So I'll leave the link down in the description below if any of you want to go and read it for yourselves, but I will cover everything here. But before we carry on, as always, guys, you know what to do. Hit that button there. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for everyone else. Thank you. Right, let's crack on. First off, demo launch week, the story so far. As you'll remember, we launched the demo last Thursday. For a few short hours, there were some connectivity issues that impacted players trying to access the game. To cut the long story short, while our planned for infrastructure was ready for a raw number of total expected players, the speed with which those players were joining the demo during those first few hours surpassed even our expectations. We all thought as much. So, while our back-end system scaled automatically and according to our player population demand, they were unable to scale fast enough at the time. Since then, we have made changes to the back end, and we should not experience a repeat of this particular issue when the game fully launches. We kept everyone updated on the situation via our Twitter handle, and that they did. They were pretty awesome at that, to be fair. But in future, we will additionally rely more heavily on our status page to reflect the current situation. The launch days also coincided with a temporary console services outage, the aftershocks of which may have impacted some players trying to get back into the game. We posted a fix for this here. Since launch, we have also been tracking issues and providing temp workarounds for those that we are unable to recreate on our side. These workarounds can be found in the demo help and tracking thread, but our actual goal is of course to ensure that these issues won't affect players to begin with, which brings us to what's next. What are our plans for the demo and for launch? As mentioned previously, any patches and changes for the demo need to be carefully balanced with our work towards launching the full game. Nevertheless, here are our plans for the future of the demo. Patching the demo. We currently have a patch in the pipeline and are intending to release it as soon as it has passed testing, likely early next week. Here is what it will address: resolutions that apply to all platforms, added a motion blur toggle, in brackets all platforms. Yay! Made minor tweaks to frame rate output for certain items in cutscenes. However, we are working on a more comprehensive fix for the future, that is on all platforms as well. Made improvements to cut down on the time it takes to matchmake. All platforms. Made other minor improvements and fixes. Guys, let me know down in the comments below if you've had issues matchmaking. Fortunately, I haven't had to matchmake because I've had buddies to play with, but still, let me know. Additional resolutions that might apply to PC. Fixed a crash that repeatedly occurred when opening the menu or inventory. Fixed a bug that deletes player gear if their connection drops out during a transition. Improved subtitle display and synchronization during the Bad Day quest. Additional resolutions that apply only to the Xbox platforms. Fixed menu prompts not displaying correctly in supported non-English languages. Additional solutions that apply only to the PS platforms. Fixed store links on the buy now button in the lobby. Note that while the in-game button will be fixed with the patch, you can still search the PlayStation Store for Outriders should you wish to already pre-order it. Fixed bug that was causing an audio desynchronization in cutscenes. Yeah. Changes to the demo, here we go. A back-end update to the demo will be done during a short maintenance on Friday, March the 5th at 3 PM GMT. This will affect all platforms. This change should be quite seamless and will not require you to download a patch. We are pre-announcing it now in order to give you your advance notice of the changes. Some of these changes, specifically those related to enemies, are in response to feedback we've seen coming in from players as well as what our own back-end metrics are showing us. Other changes are intended to only affect the demo and may not be implemented in the full launch build. We would like to issue an explanatory note of caution before getting into the changes. While we have balanced the main game with a certain progression system, this progression may be impacted by heavy farming of gear and or mods in the demo, as some players are in front loading a lot of that progression, such as by trying to fill their mod library or acquire multiple legendaries. Within the demo content already, their experience of parts of the main game may well be impacted. Of course, it's every player's decision how to play the game for themselves, and we do not want to prevent people from farming the demo for gear if they enjoy it. However, We would like to ensure that this process is not overly simplistic, easy, or prone to exploitation. That right there just lets us know a little bit of what's to come down below. So what's changing? Captains first. The captain mob ability Healing Light will have its effectiveness reduced. Good. Captain mob ability from the Ashes and Phoenix Aura will have their cooldowns increased. Some players were finding it hard to fully kill captains who would trigger these abilities, making for a frustrating rather than a challenging but fun encounter. Nice balance changes there, I think, guys, especially for solo players. Changes to Gauss. Gauss will have his health points increased for repeat playthroughs. This is to ensure that he remains fun and challenging for players who are overpowered at this point in the story. I think that's a fair change. You don't want it just to be a quick 2-second fight, job done. I like how they're trying to make it challenging for repeated playthroughs. That's a good change. Changes to loot drops. Here we go, boys and girls. While we do not want to prevent farming runs, brackets, we get it, the loot cave discovered via the triple chest run as well as the store exploit. What's the store exploit? I don't know about that one. Again, let me know down in the comments below, guys. Do not feel to be within the spirit of the game. To that end, we are redirecting farming efforts to mechanics in the game that may be more enjoyable for players to play through and repeat. I kind of like that change. I'd done that triple chest run for an hour. Didn't get no legendaries, of course. You're not meant to play a game like that, are you? It was boring, it was tedious, just sticking some music on and just running. Load in, run, do 3 chests, hop back out again, repeat the process. Mind-numbingly boring. Epic items will no longer appear in shops and vendors within the demo. Okay. Chests will no longer drop legendary items. Damn. Side quest rewards on repeat runs will now have a chance to drop legendary items. Drop rates for enemies are not being changed at this time, as we feel these are balanced quite well for the average player experience. Rip that captain. Oh yeah. Other notes and things we're addressing. Camera shake during cutscenes and dialogues. This is not something that we will be able to address fully for the demo, but we are aware of the desire from players to see the shaking reduced. We believe that moving the 30 FPS restriction during these cutscenes will help reduce the impact of the camera movement, but we are continuing to investigate what can be done here. Matchmaking. While the upcoming patch may help alleviate some issues here, we are keeping a close eye on the time it takes to matchmake and are continually investigating where such matchmaking is taking longer than it should. The cover system. This has been at the forefront of a lot of discussion, right? And I don't know why. Since the demo launch, we have been paying special attention to all player feedback and have been reading discussions about the cover system in Outriders. While this is not something that we will be able to fix within a demo at this time, the main game will not only include a slew of bug fixes for many cover locations, but it will also address and fix a handful of systematic issues that are currently affecting the cover mechanic on a global level. I mean, the cover's for the enemies anyway, so I mean, fair play to them if they're going to address that, because some people have propped up and said something about it. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to them. Items disappearing from player inventories. I've not encountered this. This is an issue that we are treating very seriously and are doing our utmost to investigate. While our upcoming patch will address one bug causing this issue, we are continuing to track down other issues. In the spirit of transparency, while we do not currently have a system in place that can automatically restore an affected player's complete inventory, our teams are nevertheless working hard to see what may be possible in the near future. Once we have identified and resolved the underlying causes for this issue, as well as further investigated the feasibility of a restoration system, we will provide the community with an update and try to get affected players back on their feet. Please keep an eye on our social channels and community for further news about this. Yeah, follow them on our socials, guys. They're always active. It's really good. Cheating and players using obvious exploits. Oh, here we go, boys and girls. We are aware of a handful of players who are using third-party software to alter the game files and save data in their favour. What the... Why? Why are you doing that, man? While we cannot go into details in order to not give such players an insight into our systems, we would like to assure all regular players that we are able to identify cheaters with relative ease via our back-end system, and that their actions should not affect your regular playing or your co-op experience. Man, these little cretins just get everywhere, don't they? Finally, while we are continuing to work hard on polishing the main game, ready for launch on April the 1st, we are continuing to track player feedback and bugs coming out of the demo. We would like to close out this update by once again thanking everyone for playing the Outriders demo and sharing your feelings about it with us here. We can't wait for you to experience the full journey. And I'll just say they've had over 2 million downloads of this demo. Well, I think that's a really transparent patch note they've given us there. Patch notes for a demo. Come on, that's so good. Although, hey, the little chest farm exploit's gone, but at least it's going to force you to play the game as they want you to play it, as intended. That's just using your powers, your weapons, everything that makes the game good. Not just mindlessly loading in before the girls fight, hitting that chest, then running back another 2, then loading back out, hopping back in again, because that shit is just... And cheaters, thank you for stopping by and listening in. I will always cover patch notes and any news that comes out in regards to Outriders. But until next time, take care and have a good day.